Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Fruitful Linens, where I teach people how to design, save, and live. Today is October 2nd, which means that it is Friday and it is payday, and we're going to go ahead and get right into my budget. You probably can't see yet, but my budget sheet is empty, and that is because I just ran out of time to do a setting up video, and I figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal if I did miss that video this time. So we will quickly fill out just the actual side of what this paycheck is going to look like. So we will just go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so the only income I got this time was my regular paycheck and a small paycheck from the zoo. So I'll go ahead and write those down. And my regular paycheck was $14.01 as usual, and my zoo paycheck was $123. Okay, let's get my trusty calculator here. So if we have 1401 plus 123, that gives us 1524. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through all of my bills, and I'll only explain the ones that are different than normal. Okay, so you'll see this time I'm paying a little bit less on my car. So my car payment is only $200 a month, so normally I would do $100 per paycheck. However, I have been doing $350 per paycheck to incorporate a $250 debt snowball. However, and that's each pay period. However, I am running a little bit tight right now. So I did reduce this because we also made a purchase, and you'll see down here that I had to give Caleb $100, and then the next paycheck I'll have to do the same thing. And the reason I'm okay with this $250 for my car instead of paying the $350 is because this October I'll be getting 3 paychecks because there are 3 pay Fridays. And that paycheck I will only have to pay like my loans, my training, and then like the gym on that 3rd paycheck. So then everything else will go towards my debt snowball and filling up my sinking funds a little more. Okay, and then like I said, this pay Caleb $100. We did end up buying a Nintendo Switch because we were going to buy bikes, but nobody had bikes, and we've been looking for a Switch for a long time, and we finally found one. So we did end up buying that, and we did agree to pay half for it. So it was only $300, which, I know is a lot of money, but, split between 2 people, it's not terrible. But the reason I'm paying $200 is because we bought some games too. So that is what that is for. We will quickly add that up. Oops. So that's $11.47. So now that leaves me with $3.77 left over. Okay. So moving on to my wallet envelopes, we have gasoline, which is actually not an envelope, that just stays in my checking account, is getting $60. Or I'm sorry, it's getting $70 because at 10 from the zoo. Okay, and then groceries is getting $40. We are going to start meal prepping again this week, so we hopefully won't need to use all of that. Date night is only getting $40 this time, despite being paid by the zoo. I just have other priorities this time. Dog food is $20 as usual. Beauty and clothing are only getting $5 each, which is their default amount. Normally I put in a little bit more when I get paid from the zoo, but again, different priorities right now. And then personal is getting $40. Normally I would give myself $50 or $60, but again, this zoo paycheck was not as large as I'm used to, so we do what we can with what we have. Okay. 70 plus 40. $220. So that leaves us with $157. Just stuff. Okay, and then that's a little misleading because it has me put my extra savings all the way down here, even though I do that first. So I was a little confused there for a second, but I know exactly what happened. Okay, so I decided to put my sinking funds in a new order, in like the order of importance. So that is what you will be seeing. There are a few, there are like 4 or 5 that I absolutely have to put money into each time, which is why I didn't fill up my wallet as much this time, and you'll see why here in just a second. So I did only write down the ones that I am stuffing. I do have other ones, and you'll see what order they're in my my sinking fund binder. Okay, so pet is getting $10 as usual, and that's one of the ones I always have to stuff. Registration is getting $10, and then next paycheck you'll get $5 for a total of $15 a month, and that's one of the ones I absolutely have to fill. Amazon gets $5 a paycheck, and that is because Amazon Prime is about $120, so I would need to save $10 a month. So that's another one that I have to put that in there every time. And you know, this year Amazon Prime kind of took me by surprise because I was recently a student. So when I didn't get the student price anymore, I was like, oh, $120, you know, and I wasn't expecting it, but that was really before I started this journey. So, you know, I had the money in the bank to cover it, but it was just like, ouch, that hurt. So I wanted to plan for that. And then gym gets approximately $5 a month. That's another one that I have to stuff. And then ODAD is getting $25 this time, and this isn't one I have to stuff, but like I really should, just to get that kind of, like, if you want to call it like a debt, out of the way. So this one is like a as much as possible type thing. And then travel is getting $17, and you'll see why here in a little while it's getting so much. So I normally just give it like the odd little 7 or whatever, but this time I really wanted to like bump it up a little bit because I did use some of that money, which I'll explain a little later. Christmas is getting $5. Birthdays is getting $10, because again, I did spend quite a bit of that money, which it's also gifts, it's not just birthdays. And then home is getting $10, and hosting is getting $5. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add those up. I'm sorry I can't get this all to fit on the screen zoomed in, but you just have to trust me. So $102 is correct based on my cheat sheet. So minus 157, that leaves me with $55 left over. And then we're going to carry that down to extra savings, $55. We're going to have my emergency fund. Sorry, I'm writing so sloppy. And then we are going to have my tax savings. So my emergency fund is getting $25 this paycheck, and then my tax savings is getting the other $30, and I know that I have $0 left over because that total was $55. And we are at a zero-based budget again this time, unlike last time. So we will go ahead and get to cash stuffing. Okay, you guys are in for a bit of a surprise, and you'll see why in just a second after I get this money set up. Okay, let's get to stuffing the wallet. Okay, so this is my wallet. It may look a little different than the last time you saw it. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see everything a little better. So I'm sorry if this makes you motion sick. I know it does that to me sometimes. Okay, my phone just wants to be heavy and droopy today. So I have just some change in here from spending. Nothing crazy going on in there. And I'll quickly go through my envelopes. So this is my new groceries envelope, and there's nothing in it. New date night envelope, nothing in it. Dog food has $40 in it. Beauty has 10 all-in-ones. Clothing has 20. Sorry, that's so blurry. I think it's because my hand's in the way. And then personal has a lot of money in it, and I'll explain why here in a minute. And then deposit is just money that I have to take back to the bank. And then challenge has $2 whole in it. That shows you how my week went, or my 2 weeks went. So we will go ahead and get right to stuffing. Okay, so groceries is getting $40. Okay, sorry, I had to adjust the camera angle. It was driving me nuts. Okay, so groceries is getting $40. Okay. Again, there was nothing in there. Date night is also getting $40. Dog food is getting $20 as usual. So now it should have 60 total. It does. Now, if by the time I get paid next, he still doesn't need food, I'll probably skip stuffing this envelope, because we do have a separate toys and things like that. We have a separate envelope for that. So beauty is getting 5. So it should have a total of 15 now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $15. Okay, clothing is also getting 5. And it has just a 20 in it, so now it has 25. Again, I don't track these because if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. Quite honestly. I don't have time to stand in line and like fill out the little thing every time I buy something. It's just silly. Okay, personal is getting 40. And I said I would explain why there's so much money in there. The short answer is I've been saving it up because I knew I had some things coming up that I had to pay for. So 75 of this is for some 1-year anniversary pictures that Caleb and I have coming up. We're having our good friend, her name is also Lindsay actually, we're having a good friend take our pictures for our 1 year, and that will be $75. And then this $20 was actually from my recycling envelope. We ended up canceling recycling because they weren't picking it up, and it took like 2 months for them to even deliver the bin, and I paid for 3 months in advance. So really, I paid for 3 months and got 1 month of service, and they never picked up my recycling, so I paid for nothing. So I got the bill in the mail for this next quarter, and I told them, you know what, just cancel it and I'll take my recycling somewhere, because it was getting ridiculous. And they were just like denying it, and they were like, well, they tried to pick it up, and I said, no, they didn't, I was home. I digress. Basically, I canceled the recycling and I reallocated that money, and I put some in my personal because 1, I didn't have any personal money, and 2, I also have a friend's birthday coming up where we are doing spa treatments, and I know that that will be $70, so I just need to save up the other $50 in that time, and I'm actually adding $40 today, so next time I'll just have to add 10, at least 10, to get to that amount, but I usually add 40, so I'll have a little bit extra. Okay, so I've got 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 135. I hope that was right. Okay, and that's personal. And then deposit. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and get out my gym annual funds, because that money has to go back to the bank. It will be coming due this month, so I need to put that money back in my bank account because it will auto draft out of there. So I will be taking $50. So there's 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see there's an extra $1. That was from last time when I just stuffed $1 into the gym envelope for some reason. Okay, so let's double check that. You've got 20, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, $50 going back to the bank for the gym. And I know I said I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to like not take that cash out, but I forgot. So back to the bank it is. So that's why I made this deposit envelope, because yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Okay, and then I'm not putting anything in my challenge. I did take this $2 out to be stuffed in my sinking funds. On to the sinking funds. I think you guys are going to be really excited to see what I've got going on here. Okay, so starting from the front, these are all new envelopes, and I haven't changed all of the trackers yet, but I was really excited that this turned out the way I wanted it to, because I have this like watercolor envelope, but I also have a matching tracker that I created, and they're both like clear laminated, so they like have a similar look. The back is just white because I didn't have enough of the paper left over, but I just think they're so cute to go together, and who cares what the back looks like, honestly. In the future, I'll probably put another tracker on the back just so like I can flip it over and still write, but like at least the front is cute, you know? So I'm really excited to do that with the rest of these, because I do have leftover paper for the rest of these that match. So hopefully I can make those this week sometime, but I'm just really excited about these. They're so pretty. So Pet is getting $10, and it has 30, so now it has $40. And you'll see here that on this new tracker, I did write in Sharpie. I wrote with this Sharpie, and the way you can take this off is with a little bit of nail polish remover, and it comes right off, but you have to use Sharpie. Otherwise, like even like those like felt tip pens, they just wipe right off, but with the Sharpie it stays. But then when you use the fingernail polish remover, it comes right off, and these are reusable, which I love that. Okay, so there's $40 in there. Registration is getting $10 as well. And I still have my old trackers on these ones because I obviously didn't have a chance to make new ones. So I'll put that 10 in there. And we should have $70 now. I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever. So we should have $70. 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, $70. Perfect. And this is just a plain, well, it looks plain, but it's actually like an ombre. It's very hard to see on camera, but it's like an ombre piece of paper. And I put the most boring piece of paper with the most boring fun because nobody wants to save for their registration. It sounds super fun, right? At least Amazon Prime, you get the cool stuff out of it. So Amazon Prime is getting $5. It is currently empty because it is a new envelope. And hopefully by the time it is due, I'll have saved enough. Gym Annual is getting $5, and that's to start for next year. And like I said, I took that $50 out of here to put in the bank because that is due this month. So next October, I will be putting another $50 in the bank. Okay, and then Oh Dad is getting $25. I love this envelope. It's so pretty. And a little shameless plug here. If you didn't know, I do have an Etsy shop where I custom make these. So what you're seeing here is the custom hole punched. And by custom, I make a custom label. I have I have 3 different fonts to choose from. I chose this one for mine. I just think it's so pretty. And since I look at my envelopes like this, I just put them like this so I can easily see which envelope is which. They are clear laminated. I use 5x7 lamination. If you saw that video, you know. So they're a little bit thicker than your average lamination. But yeah, I just really love this paper. It's so nice. Okay, so back to counting. 20, 40, 50, 60, 71. $71. Perfect. Okay. Travel, very appropriate, is getting $17. So that's a 10, a 5, and 2 ones. Make sure 10, 15, 16, 17, and I believe it has 154 in it, so we'll have to double check that. 1, 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, yeah. Okay, so now when we put them together, what do we get? Give me a second to process here. There we go. Okay. So now in travel, we have 100, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. So we have $171 now. The reason that this went down was because I did have to spend $54 here on gas and a gift for a family member's housewarming party. So that came out of travel because we were traveling out of state, so that's why the gas money came out of there. I'm sorry, it wasn't gas money and a gift. It was gas money and like food expenses that we spent while we were there. So yeah, that came out of travel, and then the gift came out of the birthdays. That's why my birthdays fund is rather empty. Okay, so Christmas is getting a whopping $5. Just add it in there. Okay, so now Christmas has 100, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, 131, 132. Again, I already brought my white elephant gifts. I bought 3 of them, so hopefully I won't have to buy too much more for Christmas, but I'll still stuff a little bit here and there when I can. Birthdays is getting $10, and that is because there's only $20 left. So I was up to like 82, and then I had birthday, and then housewarming, and other housewarming. So yeah, long story short, I got down to $20, so now I have to build it back up. Yeah, I mean, that's what that's for. So at least I've got enough for like one gift or one birthday, you know, if it comes up now. So I also really love this envelope. I feel like it looks like if your grandma had really bold wallpaper, like if she was like a spunky grandma, that's what this reminds me of. Comment down below if you know what I mean. Like, it just seems like something a feisty grandma would have on their walls. Okay, car maintenance is not getting anything, but it still has $86. Home is getting $10. And it should have 101 in it still. So 50, 70, 90, 95, 101. So now it should have 111 if I did that math right. So 50, 70, 90, 100, 105, 110, 111. Okay, and I picked this envelope because I think it looks like paint. Well, it is like a watercolor paper, but I just think it looks like somebody like brushed paint. It makes me think of like painting the house, which was my least favorite thing to do. And then hosting is getting $5, and it has 45, so now it should have 50, which we should be getting close on this one. I don't know how much money I'll have to spend on Christmas hosting at my house, so we'll see. 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay. $50. And then the last thing is challenge. And I'm not going to count it. If you know, you know. But I will throw that $2 in there. And that will go right back in there. And you may have noticed I omitted some envelopes like Snowball and business. So what I'm doing about business, because I consider like my envelope business to be my business, but also I refinish furniture on the side. So any of that money is going to go here, and that's money I can just grab. Like if oh shoot, I need to buy something off of Facebook Marketplace, or I need to buy some more paper at Hobby Lobby. I usually carry this thing around with me anyways, so I'll just reach in here and grab the business money. And I just didn't really feel like there was enough money in it to warrant having an envelope. And I've got these handy dandy pockets, so I'll use those. And yeah, like I said, recycling is no longer, and Snowball is all in my bank account. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would like to look at my Etsy shop, please be aware that I do have other options, such as all of these that I may not have listed on there. Any paper basically you can find at a Hobby Lobby. It's not sponsored or anything, but any paper you can find at Hobby Lobby, I can make into these envelopes for you. So if there's a specific set of patterns you like and you just, you know, want me to make them for you or whatever, or if you see something on there, I do have sets of envelopes listed on my Etsy shop, and they're ready for customization. So I will leave that link down below to my Etsy shop if you want to check it out. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.